What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I made my way down to Jaguar, Land Rover, Porsche, Volvo of Greenville, and behind me is a 2020 Volvo V60 R-Design. Huge shout out to them for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be in the description below. This one here is finished off in gray and it has an MSRP just under $52,000. Under the hood, this has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It's only paired to the 8-speed Geartronic automatic transmission. It'll produce 250 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 258 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,500 RPM. It is front-wheel drive, weighs in around 4,000 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in the mid 6-second range with a top speed of 130 miles an hour. And with a 15.9 gallon fuel tank, you can expect to see around 23 miles per gallon in the city and 34 out on the highway. This has an overall wheelbase of 113.3 inches. Its length is 187.4. It has a width of 80.3 and a height of 50.9 inches. Starting up front, this comes with LED headlights with active bending technology, along with LED DRLs and LED turn signals. When the turn signals are in use, the DRL will disappear and you'll see the turn signal appear right in the center of the headlight housing. I think it gives it a very nice design. As we make our way to the center grille here, you'll see that the frame is finished off in brushed aluminum, has a really nice design to it, and then the insert is finished off in gloss black. This has a forward-facing camera nicely integrated underneath the Volvo logo, and you can see the traditional Volvo design going right through the middle of the grille. Down below, you'll see there are LED fog lights with more gloss black trim surrounding them, along with nicely integrated parking sensors. They run throughout the middle section of the bumper. You'll notice there's even more gloss black trim right in the center, along with some more cutouts to help provide even more cooling. And then as we make our way to the hood, you'll see there's a very nice line that starts at the back corner of the hood on each side, and then it meets the front corners of the grille here, making it look really nice. Moving to the side, this model has 19-inch wheels in all 4 corners. They have a 5 triple spoke design to them, along with a 2-tone finish, just to give it a really nice design against the gray color. Looking at these side mirrors, you can see there's even more gloss black. They are power folding and heated, feature the integrated turn signal. We have more gloss black surrounding all of the window trim as well as up on the roof rails. This does feature a full panoramic sunroof as well. And there are very clean and elegant lines that run down the side of the vehicle. We have a nice curve about the height of the door handles, and that extends all the way down to about the gas cap area there, where we have a line that breaks off to go through the gas cap to the rear taillights. And then there's also some contoured lines running down on the side skirts as well. So overall, it has a really great looking side profile. And finishing up in the rear with the integrated spoiler and the third brake light, you can see the wiper blade is also mounted on the lower section of the glass to help improve with visibility. This has your standard backup camera with all the parking sensors running through the middle of the bumper here. This has a power liftgate, LED taillights, and then down below you can see there's a nice body colored trim piece, and then on each side we have the dual exhaust. That's going to wrap it up for the exterior walk around on the 2020 V60 R-Design. I really like this model. I love all the black accents on it with the gray. It just makes it look very nice. But now we're going to check out the interior. With the key in my pocket and the vehicle locked, you can see that the power folding side mirrors are folded in. I'll just place my hand on the door handle. They will fold out and we can open it up. You'll see that there's really nice leather and stitching on the armrest with a nice pattern running behind that. Up top we have the brushed aluminum release handle with your lock and unlock and your memory seating adjustments. This has a 14-speaker Harman Kardon sound system, so there's also an additional speaker down in the lower section of the door, along with a lot of storage area. Up top we have all of the window controls along with the side mirror adjustments. You can see R-Design written out on the door sill. Sitting in the front seats now, the first thing that you'll notice is they have a 2-tone design to them, but this material is the same that you find on the door panel. I think it looks really good with the gray inserts that run down the center of them. You can see R-Design nicely embroidered up in the headrest and stitching running down the bolsters, along with white piping as well. I think my favorite part is the fact that even the end of the seat, right around my thighs here, curves up just a little bit. So you have some good, comfortable bolstering support. And as we make our way to the leather-wrapped steering wheel, you'll see more of that stitching running along the inside. We have the R-Design badge and more piano black on the bottom side. And then looking at the steering wheel controls, on the right side, the up and down arrow is the volume for the radio. And then you have scrolling on both sides, along with play and pause in the center. There's also a voice command button, along with a customizable button. Off and to the left side is all of your cruise control and adaptive cruise control settings. And then on the back side of the steering wheel, you can see the paddle shifters. They're finished off in black on the back, and then a nice brushed aluminum on the face of them. As we make our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you can see the rear hatch release along with a dimmer switch. We have one air vent with a nice on-off dial right in the center. You can also toggle this to where you'd like the air to go. You can see more of that brushed aluminum. Taking a look at the 12-inch gauge cluster, you'll see the speedometer off and to the left side. On the right side, you have your tach, your fuel level, along with the gear selection. You have your odometer. Clock is up on the top along with the outside temperature. We have leather up on the dash along with the heads-up display. Right now it is showing the miles per hour. And then right in the center, we have the 9-inch screen. This is pretty easy to go through. You can see right now we're basically on the home setting. So you can see your GPS along with your phone, your radio, your average MPG. We can swipe over to see a lot of different settings like your heads-up display adjustments. We have distance alert, your active bending lights. We have the camera, the auto start stop feature, and then we can even scroll over and look at some driver performance, any messages, and your music and things like that. Down at the bottom, you can see the heated seat controls along with the heated steering wheel. So you have 3 different settings for those. And then right in the middle is how we control all of the AC. So right now it is currently off. Just by clicking on any of these buttons here, we can adjust the fan speed. You have where you'd like the air to go just by clicking on this diagram here. And then you even have some more buttons up on the top. On the left and right side of the screen, we have more air vents with more piano black. Just gives it a very nice touch. You can see down below we have the hazards. There's some more recirc and defrost buttons, along with play and pause for the radio, along with the volume and tuning. Just behind that, we have the leather-wrapped gear shifter. I'm going to pull the release up front and go ahead and go into reverse. You'll see the backup camera light up. We have the park in and park out feature on the top to help aid in parallel parking. We can even zoom in on the camera and see a top-down view basically just behind the vehicle. We can even go to the 360-degree view. Just clicking on any one of these buttons will automatically show that. Then we do have the backup camera and of course the front view camera as well. Then we can go all the way back into drive and pop it over into manual mode if you'd like to do that. Moving to the right side of the shifter, you can see there are 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage space, and a 12 volt, and then we can even retract this to show you just a little bit more storage space up in the front. To the right side of that, we have the engine start stop feature. You just have to hold it to the right to turn it on and off. Just behind that, we have the different driving modes. So you'll see that appear in the center screen here. We have Eco, Comfort, and Dynamic. Behind that, we have the electronic parking brake along with the engine start stop feature. As we make our way to the leather-wrapped armrest, you'll see there's a good amount of storage space down below, along with a USB up in the front section. As we make our way to the glove box, you definitely have plenty of room for everything that needs to go there. You'll see a really nice trim piece separating the leather on the top of the dash and the glove box just underneath that. We'll go ahead and take another look at the seats. The two-tone design has a very nice look to it. And then up top, this does have a full panoramic sunroof. We can go ahead and open up the sunshade. So you have all those controls up on the top. Hopping into the back seat now, I'll start off with the amount of room that you have. I am 5'10". I have the front seat set at my height. You can see I have a couple inches in front of my knees and a couple inches above my head as well. You get a little bit more room when the sunshade is open, so that goes to, I'd say, 4 or 5 inches. You have a nice armrest on one side, and then we can pull out this armrest as well. It gives you a cup holder on the front section. You have a little tray right in the middle, and then even more storage space on the back side. So you can definitely get pretty comfy in the back seats. Behind both front seats, you have a net for extra storage space, anything that you want to throw there. And then with the 4-zone climate control system, you have 2 for the backseat passengers. You can easily adjust the fan speed and the temperature for both sides. You have rear-facing air vents as well, and then a 12-volt just underneath that. And then to go ahead and fold down the back seats, they do have a 60-40 split to them. I'm just going to grab this button on the right side of the headrest. You'll hear it automatically fold down, and then we can easily fold that seat flat, giving you plenty more room into the back area. Now it's time to take a look at the rear storage area. There's a couple ways that you can do this. The one that I'm gonna do is just kick my foot up underneath the bumper and it will automatically open up, revealing about 60 cubic feet of storage space with the back seats up. When you fold them down, obviously you have plenty more room for anything that you wanna place through. You also have a removable cover here, so if you'd like to use that. And then the middle seat also has a cut through, so if you wanna leave the seats up and put anything through, you have the option to do that, which is very nice to see. There's a couple tie-down hooks in all the corners. You have a net on one side along with a 12-volt and a strap on the other. All right, so getting the V60 out on the road now. One thing that I didn't show earlier that I just noticed, while I was messing with the climate controls here. If I go to the temperature, I can see all of the temperatures nicely laid out, and I can just scroll up and down to the temperature that I would like. So that's actually pretty cool and very easy. It follows my finger just as quickly as I'm moving it up and down, so you don't have to tap on the plus or minus if you don't want to. But getting out on the road now, it's been a while since I've driven a Volvo, and I've never driven this kind of body style before, and honestly I really like it. You have so much room on the inside. Even with the back seats up, you could easily put 5 people in here and anything you want. So if you're buying this, you're looking for a ton of room, and it definitely has a ton of room. It also drives very nice. I've put a couple miles on it so far, and I'm very comfortable. I'm not on the smoothest road right now, but it's absorbing all these bumps very well. I really like the driving position. It's nice and comfortable. I can see the heads-up display very nicely. I'm looking at my miles per hour right now. As we go around some turns here, just at normal speeds, it's handling them very well. I'm very impressed with this vehicle so far. I really like it. I also like the layout of everything on the interior. There's not a whole lot of buttons. Actually, there's a very minimal amount of buttons. Everything is on the screen itself, and it's very user-friendly and easy to go through. But as we make our way to visibility now, this is a pretty long vehicle, but it doesn't hinder visibility at all. Looking over my left and right shoulder, I can easily see that glass where the storage space is over my right shoulder, and I can look out of the glass on my left shoulder. Then obviously I have my rear view mirror to help me out looking out of that back glass. So overall, it's pretty easy to see all around, and you have the camera system as I showed, which makes it easy in parking lot situations. As we come up to a sharp right-hand turn here, applying the brakes, it's going around this turn fairly well. You can't hardly feel any of the body roll. It's not a tall SUV, but it took that turn very well. And we'll just give it a little bit of gas from first gear here into second. It's got get up and go. That's very impressive. The shifts are smooth. You can hardly feel them, and it's not very loud or anything like that. It's very quiet on the inside. It'll give you a very comfortable and enjoyable ride. While you're driving this every single day, this would be a really great daily driver. One thing that I just noticed too is on the screen that I showed earlier, where you can see your lane keeping assist, you have your distance alert and everything like that. You can actually scroll down just a little bit as well. You have your adjustments for the passenger seat along with the headrest fold. So you can actually click on that and fold down the second row headrest if you want just a little bit more visibility. And then what's really cool is you can actually adjust the passenger seat as well. So just by clicking on that, I can go over to my side controls for the driver's seat and easily move that seat forwards and backwards just by doing that. So if you had some passengers in the back seat and they obviously can't reach that, you can easily adjust their seat. That is awesome to see. This has blind spot monitoring. You have road sign information as well, cross traffic alert. Now I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate how to parallel park this vehicle. I'm going to hit park in. It's going to start scanning for a spot. So keep close to the spots, continue forward, and follow the instructions. So I'm just passing the spot right now. Okay, stop to park. Select reverse gear, release the steering wheel, and I'm slowly letting my foot off of the brake, so I'm still in control of the vehicle while it's doing everything else. And there's a timer on here, so we're about halfway into the spot. Still reversing, still reversing. All right, put it into forward gear. This is very easy. This is first try, by the way, as well. And it's still telling me to go forward, so that's not a timer. That's just telling me how far to go forwards or backwards, and that is it. Now we're gonna click on park out, use blinker to choose side, okay? Reverse gear, release the steering wheel. So it's telling me reverse, reverse, reverse. We're still going. That is pretty cool. It's already turning us out, and we're gonna stop right there, put it into forward gear. And just like that, it's actually turning us back. Park out complete. The last button that I'm gonna go over is sport mode. So I'm just gonna push on that, and we'll go ahead and give it a little bit of gas and see the differences between non-sport and sport. I can feel a little bit more throttle response, very engaging. I think we got up to speed just a little bit quicker, so it doesn't change anything in the exhaust or anything, but you just have a little bit better throttle response is what I felt. So that is pretty awesome to see. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2020 Volvo V60 R-Design. Once again, huge shout out to Jaguar Land Rover, Porsche Volvo of Greenville for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be down in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you click on that notification bell as well so you can stay up to date on our daily videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video.